Here we go. The record 11-1 to 8-2. That 11-1 could have been 12-0, but Logan Storley is here to make that 11 to 12 tonight.
All right, let's go to Michael C. Williams.
In tonight's co-main event live on Showtime, Bellator MMA now features 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 170 pounds even, making his Bellator debut. He brings 8 professional victories, 2 losses, fighting out of Denver, Colorado by way of Madison, Wisconsin, Dante. Schiro. And across the cage, his adversary fights out of the red corner. At 5'9", weighing in 170.4 pounds, the 6-time South Dakota State High School Wrestling Champion and 4-time Division I All-American. As a mixed martial artist stands near perfect, 11 professional victories, just 1 defeat, hailing from and fighting out of Webster, South Dakota, introducing Logan Storley. In charge, your referee, Jason Herzog.
Logan storms Storley, a big favorite over short notice newcomer Dante Schiro. Storley in the red gloves. Schiro in the blue gloves.
Fight.
The bell in round 1. Immediately, Storley goes for the takedown. Well defended by Schiro.
Again, but right now,
Right into the tenacity of Storley.
exactly what you just saw. Dante Schiro did a great job with that wizard. He tried to bring him over, but it is Logan Storley's ability to feel that and to flow with the movement. He ends up in the top position where he wants to be.
Schiro had the butterfly hooks in for a moment. He's still trying to keep them in there, maybe looking for that elevator sweep, but with Storley on top of you, easier said than done.
Yeah, he's going to have to elevate those hips up. That's not an easy thing to do. Storley just passed that, and that's what happens when you have a butterfly guard, that you have someone like Storley that can control his hip pressure. Doesn't make it easy.
Storley now working from cross-side position, keeping Schiro pinned to the mat. Schiro very active off his back, active guard.
Very nice job of Schiro getting back to his butterfly guard. And again, Storley passes it to half guard. A lot of positioning changes right here. Schiro doing a very nice job of being relaxed, but he keeps on getting passed to the half guard position. Then he works himself back to getting that butterfly hook inside. He's got long legs, which makes it difficult when he gets them high.
Storley, murderer's row of training partners in the Sunshine State.
Oh, you're talking about an endless amount. You know, you go and you watch some of the tape on Logan Storley working out with guys like Kamaru Usman, Michael Chandler, all of the big guys, you know, Jason Jackson. He is phenomenal at controlling what he does, being calm, and being able to just grind his opponent to the point where they cannot stay with him.
Meanwhile, Schiro was controlling Storley's posture, and again, very active with the butterfly hooks, but Storley delivering right hands to the body, then going up top and trying somehow to pass the guard.
Well, and you just saw that Schiro just went into a full guard as far as now he's locking his feet together. That's only going to hold Logan Storley there on top of him because he was having a hard time holding those butterflies, and Logan kept on passing it. So he's feeling something that's telling him, I can't just hold that position right now. Storley needs to bring his head. If he's going to stay in guard and not work to pass the guard. Nice step over into half guard by Storley.
Storley attended Webster High School in South Dakota, the same high school that Brock Lesnar attended. Storley, a Junior Hotch Trophy recipient in high school, one of only 3 athletes to win 6 state wrestling titles.
That's amazing when you think as a 7th grader, he won the state championship against seniors in high school. That is just unheard of.
Under 2 minutes left in the first round. Schiro still trying to maneuver off his back. Still trying to control Storley from top position, but Storley putting all of the pressure on Schiro.
Yeah, Schiro's doing a good job right now. He's remaining calm, relaxed. He's sitting there with the full guard now, but he's open and trying to do things that will get him out of the position. But every time he tends to open that guard, you see Storley doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He passes it now into half guard again.
Storley, number 5 ranked welterweight. Again, the man who handed him his first loss is the new welterweight champion, Yaroslav Amosov. Of course, we got Douglas Lima, Michael Venom Page 2 coming up across the pond. Final 60 seconds of the first round.
And right now, beautiful job of Logan Storley stepping over, but Schiro was smart to it, pulled his arm out, switched his position. He's giving Storley a lot of movement, which is making Storley slow down as far as the strikes. He's more in these controlling. He's landing shots here and there, but not near as many as he could if Schiro wasn't moving with all that hip pressure, swinging back and forth.
Schiro 8-2 with 4 knockouts, 3 submissions in the final 30 seconds of the opening round, unable to sweep or reverse his fortunes here in the first 5 minutes.
Here he is again, though, back to the butterfly guard, trying to elevate the hips of Logan Storley.
All it took was one takedown for Logan Storley, and he controlled the rest of round numero uno in front of his home state faithful.
Buddy ready. Buddy ready. Fight.
This is round number 2. Other than making sure to defend the takedown, any other adjustment that Schiro needs to make to not only avoid the takedown, but try to utilize some of the skill. We did see potential in the opening round.
Oh, he has a lot of skill, there's no doubt. But again, he's going up against someone, and Schiro can wrestle. This is not that he can't. He wrestled at a D2 college. Just can't wrestle with Logan Storley. There comes that time when you run into that guy that everything that you know he's just better at. And right now, at this time, Logan Storley in the wrestling department is going to control this fight. So Schiro needs to find what he can do to either push the pace on Storley or to land that strike that's going to change the momentum. But in pushing the pace, as far as what happened in the first round, Logan Storley can do that all day long.
Schiro has tasted defeat twice, but he's never been stopped. You know, Logan Storley, as we mentioned, would love that storybook ending, especially coming back from defeat. And he continues to grind away on Schiro.
What a beautiful job by Logan Storley. He was controlling the right ankle of Schiro, then locked up the left leg with his legs, then let go of the ankle. Just systematic use of his appendages to control the body of Schiro, but Schiro working his way back up to his feet.
And the amount of energy that Logan Storley is expending, but it's efficient and it's incredible just the pace. Like you say, John, a lot of casual fans watching, not much is happening. There is a lot going on in a macro sense.
So much happening right here, and this is exhausting. Oh, but
wow,
that was a slip because of Schiro being slippery from the sweat.
And he needs to make the most of this opportunity as Storley hanging on with that single, and again, being able to put Schiro on his back.
Again, it's that tenacious wrestling of Logan Storley. He doesn't stop. He does not stop moving and going after where he wants to be until he gets there.
You know, Storley was telling us that he was going to obviously use his wrestling to put the pace on. And he says there's no one that can keep up that pace with me. He says it's exhausting for him too, but he's done it for a long time.
Of course it's going to be tiring for anyone, but when you know I can put this pressure on someone and break them down, and since I'm the one in control, I can run my engine, my RPM gauge to where I'm at least knowing I can continue. That's what Logan Storley does.
And here we are seeing him test Schiro's conditioning.
Schiro doing a good job with the double unders right here. Having elevated hooks inside with that butterfly guard, he has the ability to lift the hips of Logan Storley and go for a sweep.
Schiro's a BJJ blue belt.
You take a look at that. That's because he's not training in a gi. This is a guy that's training all the time, and you can tell by the
Obviously, that's why I was surprised with it. I noticed it's incredible, and now he's trying to scramble, but Storley keeping him pinned to the canvas right into side control.
Nice work by Logan Storley. Side control position here. He should start to use a lot of shoulder pressure from this position. You see Schiro, nice job of digging the underhook, getting himself back into that full guard with his butterfly hooks.
And it's nice to see that dominant wrestling isn't being booed. And oh yeah, maybe it's because Logan Storley is front of the homestay crowd, but this is effective. And yet, what would you like to see Storley do more to make it a more dynamic attack?
You know, what I'd want to see out of Storley is when he gets to that side control position. It's a great position because you really can't. Your opponent doesn't have a lot of those submissions except for that buggy choke we saw earlier.
And the prelim.
But you need to start to do damage. He needs to start to put pressure. And if you're going to be in the guard here, it's tough when you're in the guard with someone using a butterfly guard to get your head up where it needs to be so you can put a lot of power on your strikes.
And to be fair to both, again, a fight that was put together on a short notice, but for Dante, Schiro, no offense, but thus far able to, at times, at least control the amount of damage Storley's able to do.
Well, he's at least always been able to get Storley back to his guard, be it in a closed guard or the butterfly guard, which is giving Storley problems because he's being with his head. Notice where his head is, below the shoulder line. That means that he's got to try to reach up. It's not good for him. And Jason Herzog, the referee, has seen enough. He's going to stand him up. Logan Storley with a small cut on the outside of his eye.
Right around, fight you ready. You ready? Fight.
And Sanford MMA's Logan Storley coming out for round 3 against Dante Schiro. Push kick by Schiro.
Nice kick to right to the belly of Logan Storley. That's a smart kick.
And this is where Schiro would love to keep the fight for as long as possible after the suffocating wrestling attack of Logan Storley's already been on display, John.
Well, Dante Schiro has done a very good job in this fight. He's been out-wrestled, but he has kept himself safe. He hasn't taken any real damage.
Right.
And so you got to say right now he's fighting a good fight. He just can't out-wrestle Logan. So he's got to keep this on the feet, try to open it up and make Logan make a mistake in the wrestling.
And immediately Storley takes him down. And Storley now 2 for 6 in the takedown department. Opening minute of the final round.
It's a lot of pressure Logan's putting on Schiro. He gets back to his feet. A lot of times guys are going to look for a Kimura grip here. I would not suggest it with what Logan's doing. There you go. Break the hands.
Or a catch wrestler would say a double wrist lock.
Okay, excuse me. But you can see, look at the pressure that Logan, you can see it looks like he's off balance, but he's utilizing his weight against Schiro's weight and putting pressure there. Nice job by Schiro to get it back to a basic position, 50-50 here. Trying to dig the underhooks, trying to get his arms inside.
Schiro looking to escape, but Storley all over him like a spray tan, John. Just looking to Dante Schiro. 3 minutes left in the 3rd round, and again, the wrestling is evident, but it is a fight, John.
It is a fight, and that's really right now what you're seeing out of Dante Schiro. He's slowed down the fighting ability of Logan. Logan's still wrestling, and he's out-wrestling Dante, but he's not out-fighting Dante. You saw Dante Schiro trying to use a frame so he could and the elbow. Logan was quick to see it, brought his head to the side of it.
Just past the midpoint of the final round, and some small strikes being exchanged, but referee Jason Herzog watching intently. And now it's Schiro on top of Storley.
Yeah, Storley holding on to that single leg, and this, reminiscent of what we saw earlier with Taylor Johnson. But you need to move here. You cannot stay in this position. And if you're Schiro, you want to come around. Keep on working yourself to the backside of Logan Storley. Push that left arm inside. Elbows, there you go.
Schiro, and yet Storley back up to a wide base. Has Schiro against the fence. 1:45 left in this welterweight fight. 90 seconds left. They're closer than conjoined twins, John. 1:14 left, and
now that normally in an open mat, that takedown would have worked as Logan went backside with the single leg. But the fence is a balance point for Dante Schiro. He uses it, he stays on his feet.
60 seconds left.
He's looking for a ninja choke here. Looks like with his arm.
He's definitely studied the submission game. His final 50 seconds.
Logan Storley burying his head into the center chest area of Dante. That makes it very difficult for Dante to move off.
Well, for the first time, a smattering of boos as the crowd realizes that time is running out. And Logan Storley appears to be cruising to a unanimous decision win. Dante Schiro dropping some elbows. Final 10 seconds. And Storley hoping to put a punctuation mark on it with a takedown. Schiro saying, nope. And Schiro with the more dynamic offense in the home stretch. Michael C. Williams has made his way back into the cage. He has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your three judges. Your first, Ron McCarthy, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Storley. Your second judge at cage side, Jaron Villel, scores the fight 29-28. He sees the fight for Schiro. Your third and final judge at cage side, Brian Miner, scores the fight 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Logan Storley.
An anxious moment for the crowd and for Logan Storley, but Storley secures the victory via split decision. Last time he took an L, but tonight he bounces back, and he is now 12-1 for Dante Schiro. Well, may have not passed the test, but went the distance with one of the best in the Bellator MMA welterweight division. Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
I'm here with your winner, Logan Storley. Logan, that was a hard 3 rounds coming off of a hard fight that you had the last time. How were you feeling when you came into this cage with this crowd that was so far behind you?
I mean, thank you, South Dakota. I'm sorry. That's not what you heard. That's not what you use your hard-earned money to come watch, and I get it. And I apologize to each and every one of you for that performance. I'm embarrassed, and Sanford deserved a better performance. They got me ready, and I'm just, I'm disappointed.
Well, what was it that you were feeling that made you decide that I'm just going to wrestle? And you had a hard time passing past his butterfly guard. You would do it at times, but there wasn't a whole lot of striking on top of for your ground and pound.
He did a better job of keeping you controlled and lifting. Kept going for that ankle lock, and so it was, you had to be smart about it. But I don't know. He just did a really, really good job against the cage and making me work the whole freaking time.
He did make you work, but it was your wrestling that was the difference maker. You were able to take him down at times, and it was that wrestling that you have lived off of. Coming off of this, don't worry, you did a great job and you got that win, and sometimes they don't come easy. Coming back, who is it that you want to put your skills against here in the cage?
I want Almasov, but I don't got much of an argument after a performance like that, but I know I can take him into deep waters. I think I'm better than him. I respect him. I didn't show it in there tonight, but that's who I want. I want to be world champ.
I don't blame you. That was a good performance, a tough performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Logan Storley.